This is Henry Sanders back with another episode of Real Talk. We want to thank our sponsors at Park Bank. Thank you for everything that you're doing for us. Thank you for Facebook Journalism Project for supporting us at this time. We love the love. So today I'm excited because, first of all, I love folks, but I love this lady. Like, this is like, she's the truth. Like a little different. She's different. She's unique. That's what I say. She's unique. But she is unique. So, but we have this sister coming on here who I've known for a long time. Before I was gray, I've known her that long. This sister's coming on. So we're going to launch this new thing today. It's called Black Oxygen. So we're going to welcome this sister to the 365 family. It coming on doing a podcast for us called Black Oxygen. She's already been putting in the work. She came up with the concept. It's already amazing. Sadly for you folks, I'm the first person she interviewed. So it's sad for you. But I think people are gonna be interested in some of the stuff I said. I might get myself in trouble. But anyways, I might. My sister Angela, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Henry. How are you?
I'm good. I'm with you now. It's good. It's a good day. You know what?
Yes.
Look, I'm gray, girl. You ain't even like black don't crack. Look at you. You don't even crack. You don't look like you're aging at all.
Since this quarantine, I've counted like 12 gray hairs. It's a mess. I mean, you are more advanced than I am. Oopsie, I almost fell out of my chair.
I would like to think, now you heard that for the record, I am more advanced than she is. I would equate that to other areas. But yes, of course, you're talking about my age.
You're an elder. This is why you have so much wisdom to share with folks.
Oh, wisdom, because I'm an elder. Mm-hmm. You see how she turned that? She stuck the knife in and she tried to take it out nicely.
I have worked in politics a little bit before.
Yes, you have. So tell us about Black Oxygen. What? I love the name. Tell us about the concept. Why the name? Like break down that.
Sure. So the concept came actually last year when I was at a conference in California, and I was going to dinner with a colleague the night before. Black colleague from Inglewood, California. And we were just talking back and forth about race and the work of DEI at our respective organizations. And we were observing that he uses a lot more softer language to bring people into the conversation. And I'm a little bit more direct. And he's like, I wonder why that is. Because he's like, I'm around Black folks. You think I'd be a little bit more direct. And you're in Wisconsin. And they don't have any Black people. I'm like, we do. He's like, but not many. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, I think what you need is some Black oxygen. And I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, you need to be talking to Black folks more. And so they can feel your spirit. So you're not just so kind of upset and angry all of the time. And I'm like, well, I hear you. There's a justified anger that we know about in our community from Reverend Alex G. But we also need to lift each other up. So that idea just kind of stuck with me. And I remember you, I, and Opal were at lunch one day just talking about the concept. And you're like, you need to write a column. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I know that I'm a slow writer. I enjoy writing, but it takes me a long time to write and write and make it something that I like. But I do enjoy doing podcasts. I've done some for work. And I'm like, what if we had a Black Oxygen podcast so we can lift up the voices of Black folks in Wisconsin, and so that we can literally breathe life into each other. I think we have so much wisdom to share with each other. And in this moment, breathing life into each other in spaces where we are told that we cannot breathe is really important. So that's the concept. And I've thought about this week in particular, like, and what are you doing taking on another thing? You don't even have time to take care of yourself in a real way. And I'm beginning to realize this is a part of my own healing too. So each interview breathes life back into me. And I just wanted an opportunity to share that.
That's a lot. That's deep. See, that was deep. That was like you. I was actually just like you went deep. You explained it. You had a reason for like that's. See, that's so deep and complicated, nuance. And then you talk about the deep. Breathing. I was real deep in like the breathing and talking to other Black people so I can vent and like that was well thought out. Wow.
Are you surprised? How am I supposed to respond to that, Henry? Of course it was well thought out. We have to think things out. I mean, 2 or 3 times harder on a regular basis. So it's got to be well thought out before we go live with something like this.
That is real. That's what we call real talk. That was real talk, what she just said. Mm-hmm. We have to think this thing 3 or 4 times out. Okay, so how many people have you interviewed so far?
3, but I've got a whole list of folks that are interested in being interviewed.
So who have you interviewed?
I've interviewed you. You are dropping some gems. Are you excited?
Yeah. I don't like being interviewed, as you know. So I don't like being interviewed, one. And so, because, I'm real, right? So my problem is I'm like, I just like, yeah, it's hard for me to edit myself. I think it's a conversation that we have with each other all the time, right? I think it's just a conversation that all the people get to see, right? It's like real talk. People get to see real talk and they hear this conversation. Like, oh, I've never heard that before. It's authentic conversations. Yeah. And so a Black Oxygen to me is a space where Black folks can have these authentic conversations with each other that we have with each other anyways. We're just letting you in. We're just letting you in a conversation. And believe it or not, people, all Black people don't think alike. Oh my God. I know. That's so scary. That's so unbelievable.
So, the other thing for me is, it's Black folks talking to other Black folks, right? I know, and this is going to be a little controversial or, I don't know, sipping the tea, whatever you want to call it. I know that there's going to be a lot of white gaze as it relates to this podcast, right? But I also think if you are white listening to this podcast, it's going to be important that you see and amplify and listen to the voices of our Black folks in Wisconsin and what they're struggling with and how they breathe life back into each other. It's really important. And we don't have spaces where we can actually use that energy and that breath and that spirit to connect with each other in real ways. So that's really the opportunity that I want to provide on this platform. It's real talk and it's breathing life into each other. And sometimes when you are doing, not you, Henry, but like in real life kind of situations, when you're having real talk, it can be like a critical, crucial, hard conversation. What I want us to do is to get back into the body, get back into the spirit where we can be our true selves and breathe life into each other. The other thing that I want to do with this podcast is amplify voices that don't necessarily get heard on a regular basis. So you'll hear from people that that are well known in the Black community and throughout Wisconsin, and there will be new voices that you may not have heard before. And this is our way to, again, center the Black voice and be there for each other in ways that are now possible through technology.
I love it. I'm so excited about this podcast, and I'm so excited that you're doing it. But you're so authentic and you're real. Like people know Angela. She is real as it gets. Like she will, like, love her or hate her, whatever. She will tell you her truth. So who else is on? Opal? Opal's on there, right?
Opal. Oh
shout
my
out
gosh.
to Opal. Hey, shout out to Opal. That's Opal. That's our people.
So interesting. Like when I was interviewing Opal and talking with Opal, I almost cried because I'm like, what is happening? So one of the things, this is just a little teaser, one of the things that we do to close out the interview with Opal is that she does a spoken word piece. She does a spoken word piece that she did after the murder of Tony Robinson. Oh. And to hear that in this space and time right now and how it's still so relevant, like brought me to tears. It was intense and beautiful. So Opal is on there, Ali Muldrow, and I've got some other folks lined up to chat with her.
I would love to hear Ali. That would be interesting to hear that one. I haven't had her on Real Talk. I need to bring her on Real Talk. I haven't had her on Real Talk, I don't think. Maybe not.
So no, again, another little teaser about the conversation that I had with Ali. So in addition to being a community activist, a partner, a parent, on the school district board, she's also a doula. So literally helping assist and bearing witness to bringing new life into this world. So we talked about comparing the notion of being a doula and a community activist and what it's like to bear witness to new life in our community.
That's deep. Bear witness too. You were like bear witness. That's deep. I can't wait. Hey, look, I'm excited. I want to. Like, I'm ready to hear too. Like, those are two strong women you just mentioned too. Of course, like wonderful, authentically voices. I'm so glad that you're joining us doing this podcast, and I'm so glad.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. It's really great. I feel honored.
I feel honored that you're doing it. And look, I want everyone to go on this podcast, support this sister, support what we're trying to do here, and it's the right time for it. I mean, look, right now with COVID-19, George Floyd getting murdered, Breonna Taylor getting murdered, like all this stuff going on right now. This is the time that we can't see each other as much as we want to. But this is a good opportunity for y'all to get some of our culture, hearing us and seeing us and feeling us, laugh with us, cry with us, yell with us, argue with us, debate with us. Come on that podcast and say, Henry is crazy. I disagree with that. Or come on there and be like, I love him. Like, I come on this podcast, say everything Angela has to say and do. And I'm excited about it. Black Oxygen.
That's right.
I love it.
I'm very excited.
So is anything you want to leave us with before we go on the Black Oxygen name? I love that name. Man, that's a powerful name.
I mean, I just want to reiterate how many incredible voices we have in Wisconsin. And I think that this is going to be a really good opportunity to connect folks. And I think it's going to be great for Madison 365. So thank you for being the host. Thanks to Nate and Rob for all of the help behind the scenes. And I look forward to this journey. I think that I think of Black Oxygen as just starting, but it's going to be a journey, and I look forward to where it takes us.
And I can't wait a year from now to come back and have this conversation and see because when I interview people, I learn just as much about them as I do about myself going through this process, right?
For sure.
And so it's like a reflection, right? So like you learn so much about yourself. Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting what you learn about yourself throughout this process. And if it changes even some of your perspectives on yourself, but also the Black community, right? So like for me, I interview all these different people and it changes my perspective. Like, oh, I didn't think about that. Like, it's just, I hope I would, you're so intellectual, you think so much, and it'd be interesting. It'll be interesting how you adapt and adjust a year from now. It'd be interesting.
I mean, that's part of life, right? Anytime, like we're doing anything, we're changing and evolving. So Octavia Butler, she's an author, Black woman, passed away a long time, but a Black woman who does science fiction writing. She's like, everything you touch, you change, and everything that touches you changes you. So I think that's part and parcel with the process.
Mm-hmm. I think that's true. I used to say all the time, everything we touch, we corrupt, meaning that we change. We change everything. We do.
I mean, corrupt is one way to think about it, but there's also positive change as well.
See, here we go. I was about to debate with her right now, but I'm gonna leave her alone. I'm gonna leave the queen alone right now.
I mean, you could.
I'm gonna leave the throne alone. I'm gonna leave the throne away. I'm gonna leave the throne right now. I'm gonna leave the throne alone, queen. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. But
I mean, if you want to,
nope.
You know I'm not afraid.
I know you're not.
I know.
I'm already gonna take enough abuse from this when we get off this video anyway. So you're gonna be texting me like, I know you just didn't say about. So I know you. I know. She's not. I'm joking. It's all love. So seriously, please go check out this Black Oxygen podcast. I really think it's gonna be good for y'all souls right now to hear it, and it's an authentic voice. And I'm gonna go check it out because I want to listen to Opal. That's my peeps. Like I love Opal. Like I love that's
Ali, Opal. You have all been fantastic, and I cannot wait to record some more.
And Ali's so interesting. Like her story is just so dynamic, interesting. It's just anyways. So check out Black Oxygen. Go check it out if you got iTunes, wherever you get your podcast. Check it out. It'll also be on our webpage, Mass365 / Black Oxygen. Go check it out. Go check out our sister, support our sister. Everything she's doing, she's fantastic. She's fabulous. All those wonderful things. Thank you for joining us on Real Talk. We will see you next time.
Thank you, Henry.